What's going on, bosses? This is Nick checking in. Today's video is going to be about water and different ways to invest in water, so stay tuned.
I just got that money swag.
What's going on, bosses? Today's video I'm going to explain a little bit more about water. So, after watching The Big Short, at the end of it, they explained that Michael Burry, the guy who basically predicted the housing crisis, says you should invest in water. Started doing some research, and here are like the three main ways you can invest in water. Number one, buy the water rights. That's what like Nestle does. They go to a municipality or a government and say, hey, we'll give you X for the access to water. If you could do that, you could sell it to a bottled watering company, or you could bottle the water yourself. And that one, it's going to be kind of capital intensive because to make the money off the water, it's going to be something that you need connections and probably a decent amount of money to do. So this is probably the most direct way to invest in water. So you're going to have, when you do anything directly, you're going to have more capital involved. It's going to be a little bit more risky, a little bit less liquid, but you can make more money. Number two, this is you're kind of indirectly investing in water by buying farmland. One of my goals for 2020 is to purchase some farmland. But farmland in particular, like an almond farm, because almonds, they need a lot of water to make the almond. So something like a plant that needs a lot of water to make fruits or the nuts or the berries that it produces. So you will buy the farmland, and the farmland will have like water on it. So by controlling that farmland, you in essence control the water. So that's a way to almost indirectly, like you're directly buying the land with the water that's attached to it. But that's a way to indirectly invest in water slightly. And then this is the most indirect way, but this is the most liquid way, is to invest in water stocks. The water company that I invest in is not an actual company, it's an ETF. It's a grouping of companies, water companies on the S&P. It's called the Guggenheim Global Water ETF. I purchased in at around, the average cost for all my shares was like $34, I'm sorry. And right now it's valued at $39.77. So I made a nice little chunk of change, depending on how much I invested. So it's gone up in value over time. You get a dividend, and the dividend is paid annually. And it does an index of water. That way you don't have to figure out the weeds of the right water company analyzing it. You can put some money into the index, and you could just ride the wave of water overall. I've been riding the rising tides, and I made a nice, decent return, really. And with water, I think right now it's very priced like inappropriately. Like the values that some of these companies like Nestle pay to get the water rights in municipalities, I just don't think it's going to be sustainable in the future. And I think the price of water is going to go up, especially as global demand from countries like China and India, because there's China and India like together have less water than the United States, but they probably have 2.5 billion people between the two of those countries. So water in the future, I believe, is going to get scarce, and that's why I'm investing in now. This is not investment advice. I'm just letting you guys know what's going on in my head. But this is the way I invest in water, and I'll probably ride this out. Just put a little bit in as I get paid and stuff like that. Nothing major. It's more of a speculative play, but I do believe that it will go up in the future, and it's a commodity, and people will always need water, so I don't think it'll ever go down to zero. Here's some other ways to invest in water. Got PowerShares Water Resources. That's similar to like the Guggenheim. And then here are individual companies, America Water and Aqua America. So those are a few ways you can invest in water. I believe water is going to be more price appropriately in the future. I feel like this is a chance to get in early before it's real like a sexy thing to invest in. So recap, you can get the water rights. You would basically either sell it to a bottler company or start bottling the water yourself. For this one, you play to make money. This one, you would have the land that has like a good amount of water on it, so you could potentially sell the water down the line. But you also have Depending on if it's already cultivated and stuff, if the trees are planted and stuff, you might have almond trees or something like that on the land. You can make money off the almonds in the meantime until you figure out what you want to do with the water that's on the land. And then this way, very liquid. You can sell and buy shares in the ETFs or the stocks daily. On, like if you have Robinhood, you could do it like within 5 minutes. This is the company that I invest in. I don't endorse this company, but this is the company I invested in. This is my returns. I started investing in probably 2018, beginning of 2018, the end of 2017. So all of my shares average out to $34. Right now, it's $39.77 per share. This is November 3rd, 2019. So if you guys are interested in some more in-depth stuff about investing in water, give this video 10 likes. I go into a little bit more detail about the Guggenheim and maybe some water rights and some farm ideas. So this is Nick checking out.
I just got that money swag.